The Boogens from 1981 is your standard 80s creature feature. So much so that it kinda blends in with the rest of them. Is there anything that sets this movie apart? Let's take a look. We learn all the exposition we need from the opening credits. In the 1900s, miners come from all over the country to try to cash in on the area mine. There's a cave-in, several miners go missing, and some claim they were attacked, and the mine is closed. Now in present day, a mining company wants to reopen the mine, so they send a small team to get started. This team consists of Roger, Mark, Dan, and Brian. Dan and Brian are the bosses, and Roger and Mark do the grunt work. They do some blasting to open up different parts of the mine, but they find an area that isn't on the map. Eventually, they find a pool of water with human remains around it. Thinking this must be the missing miners, the guys don't think too much of it. They need to get some updated maps, so Roger's tasked to go to Denver to get them. But first, he's got a hot date with his girlfriend, Jessica. Her friend Trish gets set up with Mark.
It's true, too much sex can lead to blurred vision, lack of coordination.
There's also this creepy guy wandering around. He sets up warning signs to try to scare the miners away, but it doesn't work. Roger wakes up to get ready for his trip. Better grab a beer for the road, I guess. Well, he has bigger problems than drinking and driving as he's attacked. He slips, and underneath the truck, something pulls at him. Eventually, the creature kills him. This scene was inspired by the writer's fear of being attacked by rattlesnakes in his garage. I can see that. You go to get in your car, and bam, a snake bites you. Roger goes to get in his car, and bam, a Boogen gets him. The rest of them wake up the next morning, and they can't find the dog. So they look around a little bit, and Mark finds a boarded-off entrance to the mine. Later, he learns that the mine runs all over the town and in several houses. Back in the mine, Mark makes a good point. If the miners died naturally, their bodies would all be separate. Instead, the bones are all piled up like something put them there. Something comes into the house, and the dog starts freaking out. Well, look away now, folks. The dog doesn't make it in this movie. Jess comes out of the shower to investigate, and she too is pulled in. She's able to get out and make a run for it, but then she gets cornered, and with nowhere else to run, she's killed. Brian and Dan are in the mine when the mysterious man comes in. We find out that he's the son of one of the miners who escaped the cave in the 1900s. His dad went nuts from what he saw, and it seems like this guy went a little too. Dan is taken by the creature and pulled underwater. Crazy guy lights up some dynamite, but it's too late, and the Boogens get him too. The dynamite explodes and traps Brian in with the bloodthirsty monsters. Mark and the police speed back to the house to warn the girls, but Trish is downstairs getting attacked by the creature. They manage to save her, and we get our first good look at this thing. And it looks interesting. I'd say something like a turtle with tentacles. They think they killed the creature, but it's got some fight left in him and attacks the cop. In their struggle, gas starts pouring into the room. Mark ends up finishing off the creature, but the gas ignites, trapping them inside. But wait, they can use the connected mine. They manage to get out of the house just in time, but now they're stuck in the mine with the Boogens. They fight some of them and eventually run into Brian, who found a way out. They all start running, but Brian is taken out. They're almost to the exit, but the creature's hot on their tails. They run outside. Mark lights some dynamite and blasts the creatures, closing the mine once again. So, is Boogens a unique, groundbreaking horror movie? No, but it is a good time. There's something creepy about abandoned mines and caves. Imagine being somewhere no one has ever set foot, and yet you find evidence that something has been there before. Many movies prey on this fear, and for me, it's quite effective. The actors do a fine job, although I think the dog is probably the best actor in this movie. The creature is interesting, and the idea is solid. It's just nothing special. But that's just my opinion. Apparently, Stephen King loved this movie. I give Boogens from 1981 2.5 turtle tentacle monsters out of 4.
This is a real sweet little town, and I bet the people are just as friendly as can be. Hi, how you doing?